It always amazes me, military leaders that we have to the Hudson Union, how much sacrifice they do with the families, for the nation, and how many times they have moved. How many times in your long, distinguished career have you moved?
Look, first of all, the 37 years in uniform and the period as the head of the CIA was the greatest privilege that anybody could ever have. But we did indeed move 21 or 22 times, depending on your counting rules and whether you count my deployments back and forth as part of those. I think, to be truthful, what was a sacrifice and what is a sacrifice for all those who are in uniform is the time, frankly, that you're spending downrange when you're deployed, and obviously the anxiety that accompanies that. And I think I was deployed for something like 7 of the final 10 years that I was in uniform, somewhere in that neighborhood. It was 4 years in Iraq, a year in Bosnia, 4 years in Iraq, a year in Afghanistan, and then a lot more time as Central Command Commander, because we were always out in the region. So, you know, we have a lot to thank those, the spouses and the families of military members for, especially again in the period since 9/11. I mentioned to you backstage, we have a wonderful son. He's actually a captain in the Army. We moved him 3 times in 4 years of high school. He still ended up being #1 in one of these big Northern Virginia high school classes. Went to MIT, was a National Merit Scholarship winner. And while he was at MIT, he went to MIT as a mouse potato, as we call him, not a couch potato. He wasn't on the couch, he was moving the mouse. And he came out a physical animal. You're just getting that. You need to warm the crowd up a little bit. And also, thanks, Timer, for those very kind words. Thanks, Joe, for your leadership of this great organization. You know, one of the things I love about New York is that there are numerous bodies like this around the city. And it's incredibly stimulating. When people ask me if we live in Arlington, Virginia. My wife, in fact, is one of the assistant directors of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, where she has the wonderful portfolio of being the person who goes after people that try to rip off the military and their families. She built a program for that at the Better Business Bureau at their request when I was going to Iraq the second time, because they'd met her and she's summa cum laude and everything else, but she raised our kids, and you know, then we're always moving, and all of a sudden she's back in the workforce. And so when Elizabeth Warren formed the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, my wife is one of the first people that she hired. And she's validated that. I think she's gotten several $100 million back for military members and their families, and has also gotten Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, big home loan folks, to agree to absorb the loss in a house that has to be sold because of military orders, which is an enormous big deal, especially when we had the big housing slump after the Great Recession. Anyway, but look, at the end of the day, I think we both feel that it was just truly an extraordinary privilege, and you know, those were lifetime memories. I'll also say that I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing now. KKR is a phenomenal firm. I think you invest in, we're a global investment firm, and you invest in leaders and big ideas. And in that case, I invested in a leader I knew, Henry Kravis. A lot of you know, I think, and respect him. And in the ideas of what it is that we do, where you're investing in firms. We've got about 125 of them. You help them build, grow, make more profit, and all that. And it's pretty exciting stuff, actually. And you go to a foreign country where we hire 10,000 Ethiopians, for example. I can guarantee you the Prime Minister of Ethiopia is glad to see me. And we're going to hire 8,000 more. That's just that's one out of 125. And that's exciting stuff too, as is the teaching. I've thoroughly enjoyed teaching at the Honors College of the City University of New York, except when MoveOn.org welcomed me to campus a couple of times. And then FOIA'd all of my emails with the dean, but welcome to the real world. And I love teaching out at the University of Southern California, and it was up at Harvard last night, in fact. So that's very, very stimulating as well. And then, frankly, I'm on the speaking circuit, and I want you to know this is pro bono tonight. We're getting a 6-figure discount. But if any of you should go there.
as John
So the
Petraeus
way the
is
vice
trying to
chairman of Morgan
demonstrate, is
Stanley-
my negotiating skills are actually better than Donald Trump's.
Pascal for president.
And Joe, we trust all others pay cash.